What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tony's Picks Look Ahead Show. Here we go. This is a big time weekend episode we have here, looking ahead to all of the Saturday action and mainly on all of the Sunday NFL action, mainly. And then a little bit of the Saturday action is what I was trying to say. We do have a bowl game finally here to break down. What else? I'll have some UFC. Plenty of stuff to break down here. Army-Navy game. Obviously, some NBA Cup action. So much in store for us here on Saturday for December 13th. But before we get into it, like and subscribe here. Every subscription, every like helps us get to that 100,000 subscriptions. Thank you very much for tuning into the show tonight. We have one play going on right now currently, and it is the Timberwolves. Now, we put this in last night, hoping Ant would play. There was no news of Ant last night, really. That came out a little bit later in the evening. And right now, Timberwolves are up by 4. Still plenty of time left. About 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. If I'm ahead of you or behind you, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Put a comment in the chat there. Let me know who you guys are on, how your guys' day went, and what do you guys like tomorrow. All right, without further ado, we got NFL action here to break down. We got Week 15 NFL action here. We'll start with the first game, a big game. Chargers, Chiefs with the first typo of the day already. I love it. Chiefs are 5.5 point favorites as well. Look at this ugliness. Let's just go ahead and get the pick on. I like the over in this game, and I'll tell you guys why. At the end of the day, I think both of the running games get going in this matchup here. Mahomes obviously can do what he normally does. I think Herbert here, which Mahomes hasn't been playing great, but I think this is a spot. Rashee Rice and the rest of this crew has a nice day. And again, I think they lean on the run here against the Chargers. Again, two solid defenses. I haven't been in love with the way the Chiefs have been playing defensive football recently. I do think Justin Herbert has himself a solid day through the air. And you see the prop here, Keenan Allen, anytime touchdown at what, plus 450. A lot of value there on that. Just ridiculous. I know he hasn't caught a touchdown in about 6 weeks. But still, second in the receiving on the team here. Keenan Allen, multiple-time Pro Bowler. Come on, I can take Keenan Allen here, plus 450 anytime touchdown. And over 41.5 in this one. I think we see a little bit of offense here between two solid quarterbacks. Big arm quarterbacks as well. Next one, we got Browns, Bears. Very, very good game here as well. Obviously, Caleb Williams and the Bears have done outstanding things this year. Getting off to this 9-4 start, facing a 3-10 Browns team who suddenly have a little bit of a upstart. It feels like. I know they lost to the Titans there like that last week, but the offense put up some points. Shador's obviously the confidence just keeps rising, especially the better he plays. I think this is a defense. Obviously, we know the Browns' defense here is elite. If only they can get the offense going, and of course, both of them playing well on the same day. Offense played well last week, defense couldn't, and it's always been vice versa. I think they finally play cohesive football enough to keep them within this game here, especially with the total at 38.5, a defensive slobber knocker type game. Browns stop that Monungai and Swift run game for the Bears and make Caleb Williams have to beat them through the air, which he very well could. But again, Browns, you got less than 2.5 seconds to get rid of that football, Caleb. And I think the Browns are making a difficult time for these Bears here, who also have the look ahead to Green Bay. I at least think the Browns can hang in here plus 7.5 in this one. We got next game up, Ravens, Bengals, typos galore, plus 2.5 Bengals here at home against the Ravens. We saw, that game there on Thanksgiving. Ugly showing out of Lamar. It was an ugly showing out of this Ravens, Derrick Henry fumble, etc. This is a bounce back, revenge, get everything back type spot for the Ravens. And the difference is the defenses. I still think the Ravens defense is head and shoulders above anything the Bengals has to offer. Um, have the Ravens played like it all year long? No, really inconsistent. But I think they play a lot like they played there against the Dolphins on that Thursday night spot. Um, tough divisional game here, but I think the Ravens can eke this one out. And they don't have to have Lamar have this insane throwing day where he throws 30, 40 passing attempts. Let's hand the ball off to these running backs. Not just Henry. They have a couple guys now, Hill and Wallace. Hand the ball off to these backs. Let's throw the ball about 20 times, but I think Ravens play keep away and win this one here against Joe Burrow and those Bengals. Ravens -2.5 is the pick. On to the next one here. This one I was hoping to get a Justin Fields in here, but they're going to go with Brady Cook here for the New York Jets, making his debut against the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, the pretty solid bounce back year for him. And really for this Jaguars team, they've just been dominating time of possession, creating turnovers, and also running the football. The Jets, tank season 3-10. I actually think they let this Brady Cook kid loose, see if they got something with him. I liked him while he was at Missouri up until the injury. He was, rock solid player there in the SEC, one of the toughest conferences. He did have some pieces to work with. I know he had a Luther Burden out there on the outside at Missouri, but he'll have some pieces here on the Jets. I like it, Garrett Wilson and Adonai Mitchell. There's some pieces for him here on this Jets team, enough to hang within this. Garrett Wilson's on IR. I don't know why I said that. I knew when I said Garrett Wilson, I was like, wait a minute, he's hurt. But they're still again, Adonai Mitchell had a big game the other day. They're going to have to run the ball a little bit too, right back at this Jaguars squad. Limit the turnovers. We know Jacksonville can turn the ball or force turnovers. At the end of the day, I do think a little bit of offense out of this Brady Cook and a possible backdoor cover. I like over 41.5 a little bit more than the backdoor cover. I could see Jacksonville again 31-15 gets us this, or 31-14 gets us this. Doesn't get us the back door. 31-17, 34-20, those type of scores. 27-20 here gets us this. 27-17. Plenty of scores I just named where I think, just going to need the Jaguars to get about 14 points here in this one. But on to the next one. We got Raiders, Eagles. A couple ones you could go here in this one, but it's Eagles side basically backing. Can't see the Raiders doing much of anything here in Philly on the road against this tough, elite defense. One of the best secondaries in football. Just cannot see it. Raiders here on the road. What the offense here has just been struggling to. Genty, I can't see having a good day against, this tough front seven as well. Nakobe Dean blitzing up the middle has looked all Pro Bowl level this year. Give me 1 second. There was something I was trying to see with quarterback situation. I thought it was Geno still, but it was Pickett. That's what I thought. Kenny Pickett is playing in this one against, what's actually now his former team, but I just can't get behind Kenny Pickett. And then, I just can't. I'm sorry. Not to keep dwelling on this game, but the couple things I like in this one is a team total of 25.5 over for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is a week where they get the passing game going. I said they would last week. It's bound to happen. And what better team to do it again than, against the Raiders? Chiefs beat them 31-0 this year. I think the Eagles could do something similar. Total of 38.5. I think Eagles can get over that themselves. That's why I like the team total 25.5. Barkley props, AJ Brown props, Devontae Smith props, Dallas Goedert props. Just have to really look. 3 of the 4 will hit more than likely, if I'm being honest. But even a Jalen Hurts anytime. But of course, that's juiced. bottom line, tons of offense I'm seeing from the Eagles and not a lot from the Raiders. So I'll just give you this, but I gave you team total as well. Eagles minus 12.5 is where I'd be there. Raiders and Eagles. All right, guys, we got Commanders and Giants here. Giants 2.5-point favorites. Total here is 46.5. This one here, we are seeing, obviously, it's not going to be Jaden Daniels. It'll be Mariota probably here for the rest of the year. 1 second. But what I'm seeing, it'll be 1 second, sorry. Not just the quarterback. I was trying to get an injury report because I remember I saw something else. Everything should be good. Never mind on that. So the injuries, Deebo Samuel is questionable. I think he's playing though, but that's really the main one as far as on the Commander side. And then nothing too crazy as well. Just some defensive pieces on the Giants side. Again, two dumpster fire teams. Can the Giants finally tank and learn to get a decent draft pick, like a real good draft pick, not just the Abdul Carter, who has not really been that great this year. Expected bigger flashes out of Abdul Carter. Some hurries here and there. Plays pretty solid against the run. There's a couple memes I've seen of him getting picked on about him closing out on Jaden Daniels slow, or I think it was Jaden Daniels when he did this. But that's the correct football play. It's just we need sacks. At the end of the day, we need sacks out of Abdul Carter. That's all I got to say. And we need this front four to get after. I'm not going to keep talking him up here because I think this is still an over spot. 46.5. I can't not see Jackson Dart still getting a couple runs here, even when it's dangerous. Still getting some runs. Still a great thrower. Mariota, I can say this very same thing of him. Still plenty of weapons on this team. Scary Terry, etc. Give me the over 46 in that one. I think Giants are just about mailed in, and obviously probably the Commanders. We saw 31-0 last week against the Vikings. Not to keep dwelling on that one. On to the next one here. Before we get into it, like and subscribe here on the channel, and check out the link in the description. Gives you guys all of our picks here on Tony's Picks website there, Tony'sPicks.com. Use the 2-for-1 capital promotion we currently have going on, and the 15% discount code at checkout. Get Tony T. 15% checkout code is Tony T there, guys. Murdered that. Butchered it. You get what I'm saying here. Let's get into some NFL football here. Not even a quarter of the way done with the Look Ahead show here. Let me see some comments here in this chat. Let me know what you guys think here. Bills, Patriots. Patriots are the dogs here. 1.5-point dogs at home. Total 49.5. This is a revenge spot, as they'd like to say here, for the Bills. Obviously, that shocking upset win. I don't know if it was shocking. I kind of preseason had the Patriots winning this AFC East, so feeling pretty good about that now here. And obviously, if they can get this one done, I'll feel a lot better. At the end of the day, I do think they get it done. And the difference here is the Bills' inconsistent defense, who, obviously Bengals have some offensive pieces and Joe Burrow at quarterback, but that's a bad sign. The Monday nighter there against the Falcons is like about 2 months now, almost back, was a red flag that pops up to me. Ravens opening week. I mean, this Bills defense has been got all year long. They showed up a couple spots here as Steelers, but that's the Steelers there with their, cookie cutter offense. At the end of the day, Patriots playing elite defense first and foremost with Mike Vrabel changing the culture here in New England. And then Drake May's, in MVP discussions, I don't know if he'll get the MVP necessarily, but he's playing that well. I think the Patriots make it 11 straight. Patriots here plus 1.5, but I'm not mad if you guys want just a money line here. I saw plus 105, plus 110. Do your line shopping on this one, but I'm on the Patriots here. Money line. Cardinals, Texans here in this one. I was seeing Marvin Harrison Jr. will not play in this one. That would be a piece that would kind of want me, that I would kind of want in. I know it's just a wide receiver at the end of the day, But Jacoby Brissett's already kind of limited with what he has to work with here with the Cardinals. He's played well. Don't get me wrong. He's played fairly well. Last week it didn't go so well though against the Rams, blown out. But every other game it's been pretty much pretty solid for Jacoby Brissett, and he has Trey McBride to work with, solid tight end. Just the thing is, I can't back him here in this spot against this pass rush that Houston has. They're playing for a lot more here than Arizona. Texans are hosting the Cardinals and looking to extend a 6-game winning streak. I like Houston here. They're playing the right brand of football right now, getting things done. I don't think they'll even need to score much here because I think the defense will hold Arizona under 17. We're talking a 27-17er. We're talking a 21-10. Either way, I think I can only look Texans' way because it could get ugly as well. It could look very much like that Rams game last week. So on to the next one here. We got Colts, Seahawks. This should be a very interesting one as well. Home of the 12th man will be rowdy for the Seahawks. Obviously, Sam Darnold and crew have played amazing this year. He's in some MVP discussions. I don't know, maybe even Jackson Smith and Jigba. But the way this team's played the football this year, Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet with the run game, defense is elite. Another great secondary that they have in Seattle here. I think with the rookie having to come in now, I don't know. So I thought it was going to be Riley Leonard, but it's looking like it could be a possible Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement at 44 years old. He's practice squad signed. He's eligible. I thought it was Riley Leonard. I don't know. I've been looking into Riley Leonard. Let me see what's going on with him because when I saw it was announced Riley Leonard, but 1 second here. Because, last week played. I don't see. Yeah, I thought it was for emergency purposes because all the talk's been about is Phillip Rivers is coming into this game and playing. If he does, it's clear Seahawks -17, -21. That one could get ugly. I don't think the Colts could because then you're just going to lock in on Jonathan Taylor, shut the run game down, and now you have a 44-year-old immobile quarterback who's a sitting duck back there. I get it. The last thing to go is probably the arm strength, but no way do I want to back the Colts with Phillip Rivers. But wait a minute. Riley Leonard a young kid who, did lead Notre Dame here to another national championship runner-up, actually has shown some mobility and athleticism as well. It's just he's going here into the home of the 12th man. Very tough, defense to go up against. Very tough, loud place to play. But Shane Steichen is going to have this opening script dialed in. I think this is the one that they're lean on the defense. If they can win the coin toss, they elect to defer, give Seattle the ball first. Let's get this stop. And then that first opening drive for Riley Leonard needs to be about as scripted and beautiful as you possibly can. If you're Shane Steichen, I think he absolutely one of the better offensive minds in all of football. That's why I like the Colts. I think, Riley Leonard goes in there and at least gets us a backdoor. Obviously, you probably want plus 14. But right now I'm seeing 13.5. I'll take the 13.5. If, minus 120 juice, minus 125 juice on a plus 14, I'm not terribly mad at it. But after that, I'm just rather be on the Colts here, plus 13.5 here in this one. Next one here, similar type line. We got 49ers Titans. Titans offense is starting to show some improvement here. Cam Ward has not a lot to work with, but making the most out of it. I still like the running game that he could get out of a Pollard. And I do like a Okonkwo here, this tight end. There's some pieces. A.O. Minar out there on the outside. Cam Ward himself is still number one pick with plenty of talent. This is Mr. Irrelevant versus number one overall pick. Just to think just to put that out there. 49ers loaded up, banged up with tons of injuries. Just, I'm trying to give you guys something here because the Titans, I think, are going to play some inspired football like they did last week there. Could be a little bit of a letdown spot. Trust me, that was a big emotional spot for the Titans last week. They did not want to lose that one to Shador and the Browns. They had to get that one there for their young rookie quarterback. But I think the Titans still go in with that same type of energy that they had last week. They bring it in a little bit here to San Francisco, and they don't get embarrassed. I think they hang around. I think they can at least put up 20 points. And I like the over 44.5 in this game a lot. And I even like Titans plus the 12.5 here in this one. I think this could be a very close game down to the wire. And Cam Ward has himself another decent day. All right, guys. Moving right along, we got Packers and Packers. I think the Packers will win this one. Obviously, we got the Broncos and Packers here in this one in Denver. I'll give you guys this quick here. Under 42.5. Two coaches here in LaFleur and Sean Payton who just are going to hamstring their quarterbacks when in these tight defensive type, get two good defenses too. And in these tight playoff bound type games, man, you're talking 1916 type games I see here. Bo Nix and Jordan Love still not banging my hand on the desk. Completely sold. 1 second, guys. Yeah, still not completely sold there with these two quarterbacks at, under 42.5 in this defensive game on the Mile High. All right, on to the next one. We got another divisional matchup here. Panthers, Saints. Saints 2.5-point dogs here at home. Saw them pull the upset off against Tampa. Obviously, Tyler Shaw starting to play some pretty good football. Defense is playing a little bit inspired. Low total here in this one, especially, this one in a dome here. I don't know, not the biggest Bryce Young fan here. Every time I bash him, he goes out and throws for 400 yards, so maybe I need to calm down with this. He still has, an Xavier Legette, a Tetora McMillan out there on the outside I like very much. The thing is, this is also a revenge spot for the Panthers and need this one desperately if they want to stay in this playoff hunt. They are making some noise, doing some things, some franchise first, at least in the most recent history. The trend says Panthers. If you want to be a sleazeball, you go here. Saints plus 2.5 with nothing to play for but playing spoiler here. Tell me why the 6'5" Tyler Shaw will outplay Bryce Young in this one. Would surprise me. We got Lions, Rams here in this one, a barn burner of a matchup. At the end of the day, Rams looking like a little bit of a juggernaut again, as at least last week, a nice bounce back win. Going against the Lions here, Goff against his former team, Stafford against his former team. Little interesting matchup here in this one. I don't know who I don't want to give a side out because I can make a case for both sides. I really can. This one will come down to the defenses as well. Who protects the football better? I think you have two very similar quarterbacks as far as what they're going to do. You just dice you up from the pocket. Very similar skill sets is what I'm trying to say between Goff and Stafford. I would say Stafford probably has the, better arm still and a little bit more years under his belt. So, a little bit more been there, done that's there, seen this coverage, seen that, blitz here before. I don't know. Very tough game sidewise, but I still think defenses show up in this one. Again, a high total, one of the highest totals of the year, if not the highest. 55, give me under in a Lions-Rams matchup here. I think the Lions have been next man up when it comes to this defense. I don't mind backing. I mean, the Rams, Jared Verse and whatnot, play with their hair on fire. I'll take under 55 in this one. Aiden Hutchinson, plenty of defensive pieces here. All right, we got Sunday Night Football here. Vikings, Cowboys. Boy, oh boy, the Vikings just drummed up on the Commanders, and I was on the Commanders there. I actually thought there was a chance Jaden Daniels would be hurt in the game and not finish the game before the game even started. I had that feeling, but still thought the Commanders could win this game. Just not that. That's how much of a non-believer I am in JJ McCarthy. But it seems like every time, the public notion is JJ McCarthy is completely trash. He goes out there and does something like that. That's all I have to really say about him. 9, as they like to call him, or whatever. Let me put it this way: I think Vikings do a JJ McCarthy has himself another day here in a spot where everybody will be thumping the Cowboys. The way the Cowboys have been playing, obviously the Thanksgiving showdown with the Chiefs, and just playing amazing football. We did fade them there against Detroit. That was very nice. You could say this is a bounce back spot for them here at home. But I think the Kevin O'Connell draws some stuff up, man, and just again getting great running here out of these two backs, Mason and Jones as well. Give me the Vikings plus 5.5. They rely on the defense here as well. CeeDee Lamb doesn't have himself another day under in his receiving yards. I'll keep giving that out. Boise State and Washington here in the LA Bowl. This one here, not a lot of people, moved on and in the transfer portal. Actually have a competitive little bowl game here. Still think Boise State would want this one more, if I'm being honest. Just the Mountain West school will always have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, playing the big-time Big Ten school here. 10-point favorites for Washington. I get it. At the end of the day, that USF matchup does stick out to me. I think Washington roster is probably right on cue, if not a little bit better than South Florida, I would say. Again, a Big Ten team here. Damon Williams, similar style as a Byron Brown, maybe not same size, but that mobile threat is definitely there. With all that being said, Boise State in bowl games, I don't like to fade. This program always loves to show out on bowl games and just put that stamp on why they always get those group of 5 outright bids. I know they didn't get it this year, but, they dropped a couple games, and they've had better years, and they've had better teams run through this Boise State program. I still think it's too many points in a bowl game. Give me Boise State here plus 10. Madsen has himself another big day, maybe even another 4 touchdown passes like he just is coming off of. Then we got the military game here. Army, Navy, the 6.5-point favorites. Blake Horvath, obviously, great year he had, 1,000 yards rushing out of him. They have this kid Heidenbach here, almost 1,000 yards receiving, 810 yards receiving. Out of Navy is kind of unheard of, but 20 yards a catch out of this kid. That, they sneak these little pop passes over the top, man. Get you lackadaisical, get you falling asleep with the fullback dive, full bang over the top. That's, part of this Navy offense. Obviously, heavy quarterback run option. I think Army, though, with what they've offered, can chip in a little bit to scoring in this one. I like the quarterback here as well. Another good threat running the ball. Obviously, all of these military schools will have great threats running the football, but this kid's a special. His name's slipping me. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Horvath for Navy. It's DeMarcus or something. DeMarcus Robinson. It's not DeMarcus Robinson. It's what's this kid's name? One second. It's actually Helms. That's right. It's Helms now. Recently, excuse me. Helms rushing wise has almost gone over 100 yards in 3 out of the last 5 games. You look. Passing wise, he got over 100 yards against Air Force, against Tulane. I don't know. I think a low total. I get it. Army Navy's going to run the ball and run the clock, but give me the over 38.5 in this one. I can see this easily being a 24-21 type game, 27-20. Won't take much to get us over this total here, 38.5. All right. Now we move on into some UFC here. Let me just pull up. Not a lot of fights I could bring to you guys. I can only have so many banners on this show here. So I have to get, the best ones that I like. And this is basically a little 3-teamer I'll give you guys. 1 second. It is pretty much all favorites. I gave out prop angles. You could have gone with it as well. I forgot to put it for the Jillian Robinson, but we'll get into it anyways. Jillian Robertson here versus Amanda Lemos. Robertson is the minus 190 favorite here. Obviously she's one that gets this fight to the ground. Use that what do you call it? Jiu-jitsu. Coming off that knockout window against Marina Rodriguez. 4 straight wins. Kind of has fought the who's who here in the strawweight division. I think she's probably the right side to back, but just what was getting me looking at Lamo's sides to begin with is just her scraps. A Lucindo unanimous decision, a Dern unanimous decision, who's now the champ. That was just last year. So I can't blame anybody wanting to, get on the Lemo side. The problem is her jiu-jitsu. Jandaroba just subbed her last year, and I think if she were to fight a Mackenzie Dern would sub her. I think Jillian Robertson does it before Mackenzie Dern even has to here. And give me the minus 190 favorite, Jillian Robertson here by sub. I did put minus 190. Jillian Robertson, but you could probably do it by sub, buy this down, or get some plus money. Jillian Robertson minus 190 parlay piece. There's plenty of things you can do with it, but I like her here in this matchup. Next one we have Cesare Olszejczyk versus Cesar Almeida. Little interesting fight here. Olszejczyk's brother, obviously, Michael Olszejczyk, a bunch of first-round knockouts he has, and so does Cesare here. I think that's what's likely to happen in this one. I'm not the biggest fan of Cesar Almeida, with still a very eight fights on his resume. When you look compared to a Cesare Olszejczyk's 19 fights, almost twice the experience. I don't know. I think this is Cesare's setup match here to make a nice little statement. He's minus 200. Again, you could parlay piece these or by knockout TKO plus 110. Cesare Olszejczyk. A little bit of size on Cesar as well. I just like Olszejczyk to get that one done there. And then the third leg, if you want to parlay these up or just straight bet them. Hard to straight bet them at minus 300, unless you're into that sort of thing. But Manal Cop, by the way, was at minus 190, probably even less than that, but is now up to minus 300. I think rightly so. Royval, tons of miles on him at the end of the day, has been in a few wars in this 125-pound division. I mean, we just kind of tried to go with what's his name last week, Babyface, Brandon Moreno. We tried to go with him last week as well. Tons of wars he's been in. Manel Cobb, believe it or not, is the fresher, less miles on the body fighter here, minus 300, and obviously probably the more explosive guy. I think Royval will have a hard time with him in there, especially if he Cobb can get this to the ground if he wants to. He can wrestle a little bit. He could obviously strike and do flashy things on the feet to impress the judges. The price, I think, here in this one says it all, but especially in this prop, you're barely getting plus money on Manel Cobb by knockout TKO. I think rightly so. I think he does get a finish here against Brandon Royval in the main event. All right, we got NBA Cup action here. Knicks laying 5.5 points against those Magic here. 5.5 point dogs at home. 223 is the total. At the end of the day, don't like betting on the Magic. Don't believe in their perimeter scoring. I get it. Desmond Bane went for 37 the other night. I think the Knicks have more perimeter threats. Karl Anthony Towns, don't know who's going to check him because it's barbecue chicken against Paolo. Both the Wagner brothers are out. I get it. Wendell Carter's a pretty nice piece to have down low, but I think Karl Anthony Towns does what he wants here in this one. Give me the Knicks -5 in this big-time spot, and give me a cat plus 25 points at plus 130 here. Repping New York. Let's go Knicks here. We got Spurs and the Thunder in the second matchup here of the NBA Cup. Thunder 9.5-point favorites. Is Wembanyama going to play? All signs are pointing to him playing in this one. Would be a big piece here for the Spurs to come back. Game time decision still. Mostly clean injury report on the Thunder side of things, at least for how it's been all year. But 9.5 points to me seems like too much. I get it. They're at home. Juggernaut team, only one loss this year. I think this is actually a possible Spurs money line. You just saw them money line the Lakers. I think they could even money line the Thunder here. A bunch of pieces. A Sochan, who didn't even play last time out against the Lakers. Just a simple DNP. He's still fresh, ready to go. I like Adair and Fox, clearly. Devin Vassell. Tons of pieces on this team. And if Wembanyama is not going, still Luke Garnett can bang in there. A good 7'1" guy down there to bang there, get some rebounds. Harrison Barnes, another piece. Keldon Johnson. Plenty of pieces on this. Kelly Olynyk, a great little 4 or 5 post guy there that can stretch the floor. And he's starting as a veteran now to play some defense. I can go on why I like the Spurs here. And because you're going to have, when you play the Thunder, you're going to have to be 8, 9, 10 deep. And you're going to have 2, 3 bigs that can all stretch the floor, shoot the three, and play defense. Give me the Spurs here. That's why I was on the Timberwolves a while back against the Thunder. This is another type team that can beat them here. Give me the Spurs here, plus 9.5 money line all over the Spurs tomorrow in the NBA Cup. All right. We got Oklahoma State taking on Oklahoma. Tricky matchup here. Very, very tricky matchup here. Oklahoma State, you can say, might be in the verge of fool's gold territory. I get it. They beat the Texas A&M their second game of the year, bludgeoned them. But after that, they've been bludgeoning everybody else, undefeated as well. But let's look at who they've played. Really nobody. If you really want to look. 1 second, I'm trying to get all the games here. It was the blowout against Texas A&M, right? And then it's just a bunch of mid-major teams that they've basically blown out. And so, we'll start. A&M was a blowout. Prairie View. Texas A&M, they had a close one with South Florida, a close one with Northwestern. Not any of them are world beaters by any means. Grand Canyon, Sam Houston, those are kind of close, within single-digit type games. I don't know. To me, I can make a case Oklahoma State's fraudulent, right? But I'm not in love with Oklahoma this year. I'm not in love with Oklahoma this year either. I'm not in love with Arizona State. They lose to Arizona State by 16 points, right? A Marquette, who we're going to get into up next, they beat by 1. Not impressed. Lost by 15, almost 20 points to Gonzaga. I can make some cases that when stepping up in competition, it looks like Oklahoma won't fare so well either. And then you look at the rosters here. I like these bigs for Oklahoma State. What do you call it? This kid Falah, Mansuzaukis, 6'11" kids and can shoot the three. And then I'm seeing 6'9" really out of the Oklahoma side. And the shooting advantages point to Oklahoma State. They have played the easier competition. That's the only thing when it comes to looking at shooting numbers. But the pick, I know I've been rambling on this one a lot because it's a tricky one. I almost went to Oklahoma just off of the fact that 9-0 is not that strong of a 9-0, but I think they still sneak this out. Rivalry game, one of the, if not toughest matchups of the year for Oklahoma State out the gate, and they get it done. They get it done. +2, you can go outright money line. All right, on to the next one here. We got Marquette and Purdue. Purdue laying 19 points here at home. I just said I'm not impressed with Marquette this year, especially shooting 30% from 3. This Chase Ross is probably one of the better players they have on this team. Really the only piece they got. 30% from 3. I like Ben Gold as well, the big man. He can shoot a little bit. It's starting to get a little disrespectful, though. Purdue laying almost 20 points. Let me pull up some of their most recent games. I know they lost one outright there recently. It was an ugly loss where everybody was on them. No, it was. I'm sorry, that was somebody else because Purdue is basically just 9-1. But who's that one lost to again? Excuse me. It was recently, I thought. Iowa State. That's who it was. It was just the other day. It was the Minnesota game that had me all tripped up because I did remember they laid that minus 19, minus almost same similar number here versus Minnesota. The thing is, I think Marquette actually, uh, if they can get some positive regression on their shooting numbers, that's the problem. Is we need Marquette to start shooting better, which that's not anything that just happens overnight here. Um, I still think 18.5 points is too much. They have a little bit of size again and some shooting. If they can, step up, it will be there. Chase Ross, a big time player. I'm slowly getting there with Marquette plus 18.5. I will have more on this game in the morning show. It's just, I don't want to lay anything like that with Purdue consistently here, even at home. All right, we got Hofstra, Syracuse. Here's one I know for sure I'm not laying. I think this is the final game of the night. It is. No way I'm laying anything with Syracuse. Absolutely no way. We saw them struggle here with St. Joseph's. I don't know. We saw them struggle with a Merrimack as well. This Syracuse team is about as fraudulent as you can get. Shooting 50-something% from the free throw line. Kai and Anthony, same thing, 50-something% from the free throw line. They have some size. They're athletic, long, able to block shots. And, they're going to play some tight defense. But that's what Hofstra likes to do. And I think this one is possible under game, defensive type game. Lots of teams not scared to use their fouls because, we know Syracuse can't shoot their free throws. Hofstra here, plus 11 is where I'm looking. We just saw St. Joseph's cover a similar number of Hofstra and St. Joseph's. It'll be an interesting game if those two teams play, to tell you that. So give me a Hofstra here plus 11 in this one. That ends the night here on the Look Ahead show. Give me a favor, guys, before we get out of here. Like and subscribe. Click the link in the description, tonyspicks.com. Get you all the best content. All of our best picks are there. But let's check out some of these comments here before we get out of here. I'll talk with some of you guys. We got DeAndre in the chat. Absolutely. What's up? Another good night. All right. Sandman, what about parlay? Oakland plus the points, Ohio plus the points, Oklahoma State plus the points in a parlay on a look ahead. Okay, Oakland and Ohio, I need to look into. I mean, we got so many games, guys, so much action. I just skimmed through it, find the ones that I like so far, the marquee matchups to talk about. There's still plenty of homework we have to do the rest of the night. Let me find Ohio for you, though, real quick. Ohio Bobcats, you're saying? Ohio Bobcats. Okay, against St. Bonaventure, huh? Oof. To me, I can get on board with you wanting to back up the dog because St. Bonaventure plays the work it down low type pace, half court offense type pace. It's just, when you're betting on these teams, you need them to hit their shots. I mean, that's easier said than done. Yeah, I like to fade Northern Iowa, but the problem is they're not that bad this year, 7-2. I don't know. I faded them the opening night. CSU Northridge, my low key cash cow. I don't know. I haven't been on them recently. I haven't been checking them out that much. There's so many teams. A 3-point loss to Tulsa is actually kind of impressive. Tulsa is not that bad of a squad. Very long and athletic. Outright win over Irvine. Again, beating up on US Northridge. I'm not willing to step in front of Northern Iowa, especially at home. That's my only thought on that. So it would be, I can get on board with Ohio. I can get on board with Oklahoma State. I would just I'm probably stay away with the other game. But there you go, Senna. What's up, Senna? Good to hear from you. Good to hear from Senna. Wasn't even thinking about NFL. I chose the wrong video. So he got in and got out. Oh, wow. He got in and got out. Can't trust Cop and minus 300. Always pulling out with injuries. Raw Dog always ready for a war. That I will agree with. The problem, I think, is Raw Dog seen some better days. And I don't think he's going to be able to hit Manel Cop clean. And I do think Manel Cop has the wrestling in the back door. I will say Raw Dog probably does have the cardio advantage. So over, if you're looking that way, if you like, Roy Val, you're hoping on a long, tight fight. No doubt Wemby will be on a minutes restriction. Still going to make a little bit of an impact. And Luke Cornett, I still like the Spurs. He's playing and they win in facts. They're going to win too much money on OKC. I like it, Bryce. Bryce deep side Halls. Let's get it. Spurs is the play for me tomorrow. Yep. Spurs lock. Let's go. We'll see for sure. But there you have it, guys. That is the show. Had a good one here. And, check out what we'll have on the site. Again, 2-for-1 cap promotion is going. I'll always say shout out to all the other cappers that we have here on the channel. Check out the other content. We got the morning show here coming up 6 a.m. on the West Coast. We'll have possibly a daily dangle there. Any of you hockey guys, I didn't get to the hockey tonight. A lot to break down and only so much banners I can use, guys. Hockey, though, daily dangle, check that out. I think that's 10 a.m. on the West Coast. We still got somebody in the chat here. Alex still in the chat asking, do you think OKC breaks all-time record for wins? I was actually talking about this today. I said 77-5 is very possible. The thing is, they're going to get on a streak where they lose a couple. They're going to lose 2 or 3 in a 5-6 game span. I think this is the span they do it. And I think the Spurs are the ones to start this possible little. They're 25-1, 24-1. They'll be like 30-3. You get me? They'll be 30-3. 77-5 is so. I don't know how I can get there with 77-5, but I mean they got to go 73-9. That's the tie with Golden State. I could definitely see a 70-win season for sure. A 70-win season is definitely in the makings. I think they could. It would be a 76-6, a 74-8 type record. Let me know what you got there, Alex. But there you have it, guys. Also, comment in the video there when the video ends and we get out of the live stream. Put your comments. Let me know what you guys think for tomorrow's action. And best of luck to everybody as well. Click on the link in the description. I'll have my best play for tomorrow. It is NBA Cup action. One of those 2 games we've already touched. Freemium type action here for you guys. Was cold in the beginning of the week. Getting a little bit back onto it. Let's get a little live update, actually, before I get out of here on this Timberwolves game. I'll give that out because it's already going on, and that's the only pick I had in NBA today. 1 second here. What is the final score? Timberwolves get it done, even without Anthony Edwards. Don't get me wrong. I was panicking. That's one of those situations where, hey, you already ate it. You already put the money on the Timberwolves with Ant Edwards. You don't need to panic and go hop on the Warriors like many people do to try to get off of it. Just go about your day. It is what it is. If you drop a unit, you drop a unit. You can make a unit up anywhere else. So good to get that one there with the Timberwolves. Luck on that one. No doubt about it. Who got it done for the T-Wolves? Because I wasn't able to watch the whole fourth quarter. We were doing this show before I get out of here. We got Rudy Gobert goes for 25. Randall, the bigs, and DiVincenzo had himself a night. There you go, boys. That's how you do it. Timberwolves got it done for us. But best of luck to everybody. Again, link in the description. Hop on, sign up on board, get something long term. Multiple people long term with me getting this money. That's all I got to say, guys. Best of luck to everybody. Peace.